Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 5, Episode 14. And this one is called La Vida Loca.
Mm-hmm.
We start out at day 2 in Puerto Vallarta. This has been an interesting trip so far. Bronwyn is FaceTiming with Todd about the situation with Lisa and the villas. You know, how she's in an opposite villa from Lisa. Yes.
Yeah. I felt like Todd kind of had her back on this, right?
Yeah, he did. He did. I think this was the episode, too, that he was on Watch What Happens Live with her afterwards, right?
Yes,
she was on Watch What Happens Live.
Interesting. I had seen something that said they were separated. Did you guys see that?
No, I did not.
I didn't see it, but you brought it up on our last episode when we were talking about it.
And then he was on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, and that's what people said. Because, I mean, they're not separated. They're definitely still together.
No, they're definitely not separated, which I'm happy about. I'm glad about that.
Yeah. So Whitney, Heather, and Angie are all doing water aerobics in the morning. We find out that
I like to do that.
Whitney's husband, every time they go on vacation, he makes them do water aerobics.
I love water aerobics.
I kind of like that about Justin.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
Like to do. It is fun. It's such an easy way to exercise.
Yeah,
like
I
when
feel like
exercise
I can handle.
Is in the water. It's so enjoyable because I am not an exercise person.
Yeah.
But when you do it in the water, it's very enjoyable. I always say that if I lived in Florida and had a pool I could go in every day, I would go in there and exercise.
Well, I will tell you, a couple of years ago when I went to Florida, when my dad was still alive, they did have water aerobics there. And I went with my dad and my sister and myself, and they had like pool weights, like styrofoam weights and like things to do in the pool. And they had these women that would, kind of do it every day for everybody. And we did it. It was fun. I mean, nobody was very good at it. And their music, they couldn't get their music working. So, it was one of those situations.
You're doing it in quiet.
It was
that
interesting.
Can be fun.
It was fun, though.
I would need like old school freestyle.
Yeah.
And I'd like really be into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did think it was interesting, though, watching Heather and Angie. Like, they really can't dance. Like, I mean, even like the aerobics, like they are not coordinated. And honestly, no. I'm not either. I am not either. I'm not coordinated either. So I
think I can dance. And then when I'm out there dance. Doing it, I'm like,
and you can. I've seen you. You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can dance. Yeah. You got some rhythm.
Yeah.
You're good.
It just takes a couple cocktails.
There you go. Yeah.
And then I'm Britney Spears out there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So they're talking about how Bronwyn was telling them that Todd wouldn't go to the ER about the dog bite.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
I have a little perspective here.
Okay.
So Bronwyn has talked about anxiety, right? There's someone in my life who has anxiety, who thinks that they need to go to the hospital probably more times than they do.
Right.
So I feel like Todd maybe looked at this situation like that because he wasn't with her.
Right.
So he didn't know. Right.
But then when he saw it, he was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I really hope people don't beat Todd up over this.
Well, I'm sure they will, but
they probably will.
Yeah.
But being that, there's somebody I'm responsible for who likes to doesn't like to go to the hospital. I should not say that. And I'm not making light of anybody who has anxiety because I know it's a serious thing. That's how I thought maybe.
Yeah, you thought about it.
Right.
Yeah. And I gave him a pass on it too. I was thinking to myself, she is drama. So,
and even if you're not a dramatic person, just having anxiety and always having that go to, like, you have a headache, so now you have a brain tumor and you need a CT scan. That's where it goes.
That's where it goes. In 2 seconds, it goes there.
2 seconds flat. Yeah.
Glad you gave us that perspective because I think you're right. People are going to give Todd a hard time about that.
I mean, seeing her physical,
100%.
Terrible.
I don't think I've heard a lot of people commenting online about it. There's not a single person that did not see it and was not horrified, as we all were as well.
Absolutely.
Because those were some serious bites.
And I give her kudos for even going, because I would have been like, you know what? Nah, I'm out.
I'm sitting this
I'm
one
gonna
out.
go hang out with all these bitches with all this stuff I got going on. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and Heather does chime in about how she can understand about, being in a marriage and taking the back seat. But I don't think Heather's situation is the same. I don't think it's the same.
Heather's definitely projecting her prior relationship onto Bronwyn and Todd, which is understandable, but it doesn't allow whatever Bronwyn and Todd's relationship really is to come out, because she's just, she's projecting her own shit.
No, I totally agree with that. So then we see Lisa come out and she gives the ladies the Vida-only canvas bags to take on the boat
trip.
Wait
a second. No.
Wait.
She didn't have Vida. She couldn't have given out Vida swag.
I mean, it was Vida only too. Like, what is that? I don't even know. I think that's something she made up for the trip, right?
For sure.
Who knows?
I mean, and it
with her with the swag.
It was a canvas bag. It was a canvas bag. It wasn't like, I don't know.
Is that what our bags are?
No, but ours are embroidered. Hers was silk screened.
There you go.
Ours are
elevated. We definitely have an elevated canvas bag.
I like a canvas bag, especially for the beach.
Yes.
Shit right out.
Hers was not like ours.
And let me just say this. Girls, you don't wear heels to go on a boat.
No, you don't. Or to go to the
not
beach.
Advisable.
Heels. You don't wear heels. No.
I mean, most boats want you to be barefoot.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or you have to have boat shoes.
Boat shoes or barefoot. That's what you have to wear.
Exactly. Yes.
Right. So Meredith is on the bus on the way to the boat and she falls asleep.
Meredith is always zannied out. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it.
I agree with you.
The girl is always clocked out. Especially
I totally
trips.
agree with you.
It's like, oh my God, Meredith.
Okay. I did not know this. I'm glad that you guys are telling me this.
I totally agree with you. And I think that that's why she talks the way she talks.
Yeah, she's a wreck, man.
This explains it.
She has a delayed, her speech is delayed.
Yeah,
and it's
ease
not
up, Meredith. Ease up.
I'm not,
right.
I'm just saying she speaks like has taken something.
Yeah. And then I think when she combines alcohol with it, I think she's totally fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this explains a lot to me. I'm not even kidding. I had no idea. I was like, what is going on with Meredith? And you're right. Like, the way she talks is all screwed up. What? So naive to stupid shit like this. I would have never seen that.
You didn't use drugs when you were younger?
That's probably it.
That's why.
Just like, I mean, I don't use them now either. I don't use them now either.
Right, exactly. Well, I don't either now. We don't either now, but
okay.
We have in the past.
Okay, I had no idea. Thank you, ladies, for clearing this up for me. This makes so much sense.
See, that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for.
Oh my gosh, I still don't like Meredith. Listen, I still don't like her.
No, I don't.
I like her a little bit better, thinking that she might take a little Xanny once in a while.
I don't know if it's once in a while. I know on the trips, man, she is.
Okay. This explains so much. All right.
I mean, listen, I'll nap in the back of a bus too. Don't get me wrong. And I don't need a Xanax to do it. But
the interesting thing is that Britney had told Heather that she heard her in the middle of the night crying and throwing up.
Bold move, Britney.
Yes.
And I feel like you're going to regret this.
Yes. So can we just jump into this right now? Because I'm very curious. Do you think, because she does bring it up at the end, but do you think she was throwing up and crying? Or do you think, what do you think?
I think she's probably throwing up and crying.
I think
she's probably got all fucked up.
You think she was throwing up and crying?
She got all fucked up.
Between the alcohol and the Xanax.
Yeah, she got all fucked up. She
probably shit going on in her real life that she's not sharing with us, even though she's a reality TV star and is supposed to be sharing her real life. She's probably got real shit going on in her life.
And we have no
idea about.
Listen,
because she's a fucking facade on this show and has been since day one.
We just
shows nothing.
We just saw last episode. Her husband couldn't even stay for 2 days.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, well, it wasn't last episode, but you know.
Right. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
And don't, what a lame ass lie to say, oh, it was slut shaming that made me
I know.
cry.
Like, come on.
Oh,
no, I know. No.
Stop.
No.
Like,
you don't care about Britney enough to even have that kind of reaction.
Absolutely. You need to think of a better ass lie than that.
Well, that explains why she didn't, because she was on the Xanax. I see. That's why I'm saying it makes
we don't know. We're just assuming.
No, this is alleged.
Allegedly.
Yes. All this is allegedly. But oh my gosh, it makes so much more sense now, because I was very confused. All right. So they get to the boat, and the boat is called The Best Day Ever. I love that name for a boat.
It is a nice name.
I do too. And I actually did really love Meredith's outfit on the yacht. The short black dress. Like, that's my vibe.
Yeah, but
I think it was a little too short.
It was too short. Girl, you're not going to the club. You're not going to the club. You're not going to the club.
The shoes were ridiculous, but the outfit, I would wear that on a yacht if somebody invited me on a yacht.
It was not a yacht outfit. It was not a yacht outfit.
I would make it a yacht outfit.
It was a club outfit.
I actually agree with Lori.
I liked it too.
I don't think it was a yacht outfit either.
It was very inappropriate for the venue. Very inappropriate.
I'm with Lori on this one.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I mean, we would let you wear it, but we would tell you.
All right.
And you still wear it. I know you wear it.
I will wear a short black dress to anything if I can get away with it.
It's good.
Wait, all I have to say is if Lisa says like one more time, I'm going to reach into the TV and throttle her.
He says that a lot.
I want you to pay attention next episode to how many times the woman says like.
Yeah.
Like she says that a lot. She says it like she's in the 8th grade. Like 8th grader. That's how many times she says the word.
Yeah.
Like. I just had to get it out.
Thank you.
Feel better now.
So they all get on the boat, and they're all dancing in the back of the boat, except for Meredith. She's not participating because she's still napping.
Because she can't dance.
Right. And the
Probably,
others that.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. And then Lisa is telling them how it's been such a challenging year for Henry going to middle school without his brother Jack. And because Jack is out on his mission trip. And like, listen, we've had children in middle school, right? All of us have had children in middle school. We know that middle school is hard, but
the hardest.
But is it as hard as she was making it sound? I don't know. I felt like it was a little bit amped up.
Well, that's because Lisa was saying it.
I think that middle school is the hardest.
It is hard. I agree. I mean, out of elementary and high school, I think middle school is the hardest for sure.
And I'm a very super sensitive parent. Like, you know me.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody fucked with my kids are 21 and 17. If you fucked with my kid in middle school, I still remember you.
That's right. I will not forget that shit ever.
I remember you, and I have very strong opinions about you.
Yep.
Really?
And if you're broken down on the side of the road, I will keep following.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I get it. I get, you know.
I think
I'm not saying Lisa's
I think it's because it's Lisa. That's why.
Okay.
That's why it's annoying. That's why it feels like overdone, because it's Lisa.
But then after she starts talking about it, you know, her son, Henry, Britney is like, wait,
what about me?
Like, she is the most tone-deaf person I have ever seen on TV in my entire life.
She
cannot read a room.
This girl needs to go. She needs to go.
Me?
Like, seriously, what's wrong with her?
She's a fucking whiner. That's what she is. She's a whiner.
Yeah, it didn't really make any sense. It's kind of even like the whole Camille thing in Beverly Hills. It's like, what's up with this now?
Yeah, like nobody responded because, first of all, you talk too much. You're talking way too much. You're not, like, people can't process the last thing you said before you're saying the new thing.
Everything has to be an announcement. There's no just kind of organic conversation.
No, it's all an announcement.
Right. Like, Lisa's was a conversation that they were having. It's not, let me make an announcement, or what about, like, no, you're just talking to people who are supposed to be your friends.
And Lisa was like expressing like genuine concern for her child.
She actually had tears in her eyes. She was like, I mean, she was really, like you said, she's very sensitive. You could see she was very moved by what was happening to her son. She really was.
Yeah.
I love how
Britney, it's like, I saw my daughter. I heard she slept over. And I feel like everybody was like, oh, okay, that's great, you know?
Right. And I love how Whitney calls Bronwyn a bitch, and Bronwyn basically like shook her head like, yeah. Yeah.
Well, because Bronwyn says to her, listen, the difference is I know Henry. I've met him. I've met him before. I know who Lisa's talking about.
Yeah, right. And she had a valid point. She's like, does Britney just like making announcements, or does she actually like the meaning behind the announcement? Like, are you happy that your daughter stayed the night, or do you just want the moment to make the announcement that your daughter stayed the night?
Right.
Right.
Which is
valid.
Crazy.
So valid.
Yes, 100% valid, because that's what it's all about with Britney. I mean, and by the way, I just saw like it's Instagram official now that she's with Jared.
Yeah, because he thinks she's coming back. Like, he thinks that she's going to be a new housewife of Salt Lake City.
Thirsty.
So he's got his.
Yes, he does. He wants to be on that show so bad.
So desperate. Does. She is so desperate too, though.
They both are. They deserve each other.
Oh my gosh! Please don't bring either of them back.
Please don't bring either of them back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I'm not even going to say what kind of vibes he's giving me, because you know I said I wasn't going to talk about him.
Okay, yeah, don't. I
have a question. I have written down in my notes, fucking Lisa, and then I wrote, well, that's nice. What did she say that about? Does anybody remember?
All right, so
now we get to the point where Bronwyn says that Todd cheated on her. Basically,
maybe when she's maybe I have that written down when Bronwyn says that Todd got her a ring. Maybe.
Oh,
not.
Wait. No, wait. Before that happens, so when Bronwyn says to Britney about, you know, I know Henry and I've met him, and then Britney says to Bronwyn, you're really an effing bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Then Bronwyn looks at Lisa and says, do you have anything to say? You're going to let her call me a bitch.
Right.
And of course, Lisa says, I've stuck up for you in every situation. I'm trying to be a good friend to you. Bronwyn says, you and I have been friends for 10 years. You let this woman call me a gold digger, a trophy wife, a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Bronwyn says, I've taken you aside multiple times, and I told you that I felt alone and vulnerable in this group. Like, this is bullshit. Why are you not here for me? And that's when it comes out. Bronwyn says, except when I tell you I don't feel close to you. You don't effing care. And the ladies are all sitting there quietly, like looking at each other, like, oh, like, what do we do? And Bronwyn says, does anyone ask me a question about myself? No one bothered to get to know me. And then Britney says, I don't want to come for you. Nobody asked me about the real shit I've gone through. And that's when she starts talking about Todd.
That's right.
And, you know, how I navigate that being with someone who's older and more successful, and that how hard it is to be a stepmom. I mean, I didn't know that he had other children. I mean, I guess we should have assumed he did because he's older, but we never knew that, right?
Yeah. So maybe it's not an easy peasy
relationship.
Right.
Right.
I mean, she could be his child's age. Let's face it.
Right. And then
there's that big of an age difference.
Exactly. And then Britney, Angie puts her hand on Britney and says, because Britney was about to say something when Bronwyn was really opening up. You know, Lisa gets up and moves closer. Whitney asks, how did you find out? And she says, a couple of years ago, we were on a trip and he was texting someone on his iPad and Gwen saw it over his shoulder, which this kind of begs a question, because according to what happened on Watch What Happens Live, when Bronwyn spoke about the situation with her and Todd, she said that what did she say? My definition of relationship, there was no physical relationship with Todd and somebody else.
He didn't physically cheat on her. She was saying
so it was like an emotional affair.
Yes.
Emotional affair.
Yes.
Which can be just as devastating. And, you know, who knows? It's a 50-50 toss-up. Is she just doing damage control because she ran her mouth more than she wanted?
Right.
She got upset?
Right.
Or that could, or it could totally just be the case. But you know what? No matter what, I was not loving anybody on that yacht, because this is not somebody that I even know. But even if I was in ShopRite and it was a total stranger, if I had somebody in my presence that I could tell was upset, I would have been on them like white on rice. I can't believe that none of those women got up and hugged her. Like, what
I was
in
thinking
the
the
fuck
same
is
thing.
wrong with you? I would go up to a total stranger and wipe their tears off their face. And this is somebody that, I don't care if you're friends with her or not. You work with her. Like,
Right.
who sits there? And I don't even give a shit if she was that good of an actress and it was all bullshit. But how do you sit there and I mean, a couple of them, oh, I know what you mean, and compared it to them fuck themselves. But nobody was like,
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
That, because I can get, listen, I'm a hugger, like hello, goodbye, that kind of hugger. Sometimes I get awkward in situations like this, but I do agree with you. Somebody should have gotten up and hugged her.
I mean,
but when Lisa and Meredith were like, maybe it's because you're so closed off. It's like, what?
Yeah, no, fucking police. Hard.
Like, I'm sorry, I go through shit, and that does not give my husband a pass to text, call, screw someone else.
Yeah, no.
It just doesn't.
I mean, when she said, I feel like I'm not good enough at home and I'm not good enough with you guys ever. I mean,
so she's just got insecurity issues.
Yeah, but how do you not react to that?
Right.
There's something wrong.
Right. And that's what the point she was making is that she has said this to Lisa many times on the side. She says, I've pulled you aside and I've said to you, like, I don't feel comfortable in these like situations. Like, I've known you for 10 years. Like, can you have my back?
Right.
She's wanting something from Lisa that Lisa is not even capable of providing with her, because she does not have the emotional maturity and depth as a person to be able to provide that to anybody.
Right. She's incapable of it.
Maybe she can do it with her husband and her children, but that is it in life. That is as far as it goes.
Yeah.
I don't think she's capable.
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And when she said she thinks that Todd means more to her than she means to him, that like broke my heart.
Mm-hmm.
No, it did break my heart. I was a little confused though when she said that he came back to me with a ring that had 5 new diamonds, and he made 5 promises that were not promised to me in marriage. Do we know what those 5 promises are?
Nope.
We don't, right?
I don't think she went into detail, but I mean,
that's when Lisa said, "Oh, that's nice." I was like,
right.
"Oh, she's the biggest asshole."
Yeah.
It was very, I guess, fake is the word I'm looking for.
No, it was fake. I mean, even in her confessional, when she wasn't there in front of her, she said, I've known her for 10 years and I always thought things were good.
Yeah, like, what are you trying to say? Like, was she insinuating that she was lying?
Well, she was. She was insinuating that.
She was insinuating she was lying. That's so fucked up.
Right. Like, how could I not know that? Right. Not only was she insinuating that she was lying, like Lori said, her and Meredith like insinuated that it was her fault.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And not only she saw that, the other women saw that too.
Yes.
So
Heather actually said nice things to her.
Well, Heather did. Heather said,
but she later backpedaled on the after show. Bitch.
She did?
Oh, yes, she did. Yes, she did.
What about Angie? Because Angie said nice things to her too. And Angie, said her and Sean haven't had it easy. And, their relationship has had its ups and downs. And I really like Angie. And I believe that she's genuine. I really felt like she was there for her.
Yeah.
But I don't watch the after show. Did she say anything on the after show that would have...
Angie?
Yeah.
If you're paying on it? No. Angie's
good. Okay. No. All right, good. I'm glad to hear that.
I just felt really bad for Bronwyn, because I think that she'd be very lonely. She can be she's alone. She can be a lonely person. And, you can be with a lot of people and still be lonely.
Sure.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's why I'm saying I just can't believe that none of them bitches got up and hugged her.
And what Whitney said was interesting, that Lisa and Meredith probably had that reaction because they've both been
their own
accused of cheating.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was interesting.
We talked about this before. I do believe that Meredith and Seth have an open marriage, and I think that they need to just come out and say it. But I don't think Meredith says anything that's real about her life.
No.
I think Meredith is playing a character on TV.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We don't know anything about Meredith.
Sloth.
We don't know.
Yeah,
Sloth.
I don't, and there's nothing about
her.
I don't like anything about her. I really don't. So
no, like a new character, Meredith, because we're not digging this one.
We don't like this character. I really don't. And I've never liked her from day one of this show. She has been the one person, and there's very few people that I don't like. I really try and give everybody a chance, and I try to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But there's been nothing about Meredith that I say, wow, I can really relate to that. I think that, let's give her a chance. Everything about her is just so fake and phony. There's nothing about her I like, and I don't know.
Yeah. Now, the worst that made me just say, ew, was when Lisa said, she's so much more relatable than...
Oh my God,
what
yes.
What does that mean?
I know.
About Bronwyn.
I know.
I know.
I feel like Bronwyn came on this season and has been an open book. Okay, so she's just sharing this now but she didn't have to tell us that her husband had an affair.
No.
Emotional or physical.
Right.
Tell us that.
And that she felt insecure.
She's been very honest about her.
Yeah, she absolutely has been. And even Angie said that. She's like, listen, I know more about her than in this one boat ride, this 1 hour than I know about you. And it's true. It is true. Like, Bronwyn has been open and vulnerable.
Yes.
And that hissy fit at the end that Lisa throws because of that is like, oh my God. Like, that's all right for Angie to say that. That doesn't mean that your friendship with Angie is now meaningless. You know what it is? It's because the spotlight got taken off Lisa for 1 second. And that's what she does, is throws a big baby fit like a little toddler.
Oh, yeah.
She'll
run. She's a runner.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least we go see Mary and Robert's going to rehab.
Beautiful.
Yes. I love that. I love that he's ready to go. I love that she's there to take him. I love that she found him a place and that she prayed. I love that whole scene. And I love that, when she showed up, I love everything about Mary this season. When she showed up and the guy's trying to give her a drink and she's like, she's going to use the bathroom, and she's just in the bathroom. And then she goes in the first villa, and who did she run into? Was it Meredith? I don't know who she ran into, but really she just wanted to... Heather. She really just wanted to see Angie. And as soon as she saw Angie, you could see...
I know.
That there is a real friendship there. It is sweet.
You could see that bond. You could see that friendship. She knew that her girl was there. Someone who had her back. Someone who knew what she was going through. She didn't have to speak the words. She didn't have to say anything. And it just was real.
Yeah.
It was so real. Like, I love Mary this season. I really do. I really love her this season.
And I do love her friendship with Angie.
Yes. I do too.
So did you see, how about Heather actually saying something bad about Lisa? Heather said, it's hard for Lisa not to understand not wanting to be friends with someone who is rich and beautiful.
Yes.
How do you like
Heather
that?
said that?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
I think I had it written down, but
someone who is rich and beautiful and cool.
Look who's talking, Heather.
Yeah, imagine she said that.
Yeah. Always wanting to be with the cool girls.
And how about Mary when she first got there with a mask on outside? Mary, what are you doing?
Oh, I wasn't going to bring it up, but I
doing?
noticed that too. Come on now, Mary. You're out in the fresh air. Get that fresh air, girl.
Well, we don't know. Maybe she just got off the plane and
maybe she forgot to take her mask off.
Yeah. Listen, Mary can't do any wrong in my book this season. I'm sorry.
I agree.
And did you guys notice that Whitney was wearing that designer? Remember when we did that episode on Fashion Week? And the one designer that had all the eyeballs.
Yes.
No, I didn't notice.
Yeah, Whitney was wearing something from that designer. I noticed it. Yeah.
I did not notice that, but I remember the eyeball designer.
Area
remember
was
the eyeballs.
designer. Yeah, Area was the designer. Area. So yeah, Whitney was wearing one of the pieces. So I was like, oh, look at you.
That's interesting. How about those big old letters spelling out Vida?
Oh my gosh.
Can't.
And then Whitney said that Lisa can't afford a commercial.
Oh my God.
That was good. That was good.
And how about when Whitney said, I had no idea Meredith was the advocate for the sluts of America. I put SOA after that.
That was so funny.
Yeah, that was
Oh my
good.
gosh.
Who
Oh my
said
gosh.
it?
Whitney said that in her
Whitney said
confessional.
that?
Yeah,
that
confessional.
was
You know what? We forgot to mention this. I just flipped over my page after Bronwyn was talking about all those things, you know, on the boat, and she's like, Heather says, "Well, that's why you have so many dogs, right? You know, to fill the the love." And she's like, "Yes, and so many Judith Liebers, her bags."
Yeah.
I love how she throws those little things in there, right? Like
she's very good with her one-liners.
She really is. She really is.
Yeah. So on the after show, Heather did a total 180. And on the after show, she's gone on this outfit. If she don't put those fucking boobs back in her dress,
she's really feeling herself.
Yes. Oh, it's not good. But she did such a 180 and she was such a bitch. As soon as she found out that Bronwyn was critical of Lisa, Heather's response totally flipped.
Are you kidding me?
Yep,
that's
totally
not surprising.
flipped.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's such
Heather's
bullshit.
She's like a wannabe. She just wants to sit at the cool girls table, and for some reason, she thinks Meredith and Lisa are the cool girls.
Yeah, and Bronwyn was explaining. She's like, you know I said too much on the boat. She said, I like emotionally vomited, which I thought was a good line. And, you know, Lisa was on there talking about she was talking shit, like worrying about like Todd's like business ventures and how like Bronwyn should be like more aware of, it's like, shut up.
I think Todd's just fine.
Yes, I think he's just fine.
And Bronwyn's a smart girl.
And Lisa said, that Whitney hates her because she can put on a great trip and she's such a successful person. Yeah,
she's
crazy.
Like
I love the after show.
It's
fast.
You know what I'm thinking? I had said last week that I think that Bronwyn should not come back because of Todd, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm thinking now. So Gwen is going off to college, right? And Todd travels to New York. Maybe Bronwyn should travel with him. Like, why can't she go back and forth to New York? I mean, I know she has all those dogs, but they can get a house sitter to watch the dogs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that would be good for them.
I do too.
And I think she could still be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he could still do his job and they can spend more time together.
That would be good.
I don't know. That's just my thought.
And, as fucked up as Whitney is, like, it doesn't even matter anymore because everything that Whitney says about Lisa is so true that it just, like, negates any fucked upness of Whitney's. Because she always, when Whitney talks about Lisa, she's always right. She's always telling the truth.
She does call her out.
Whitney fan, but she does call Lisa out.
She does.
Yeah.
She does. Yeah. And that's always where her and Heather would kind of butt heads, is because Heather won't call her out. And Whitney does.
Right.
But I don't know. Did you see all the hubbub about Justin and Whitney getting a divorce?
Yeah, but I don't think it's true. Do you?
I don't know. I hope it's not true. I really hope it's not true.
Yeah,
because I like Justin and Whitney together.
Yeah.
I don't think it's true. I think that this is where we're at with Bravo. I think I've said it a million times. I think Bravo's a sinking ship, and I think that they're doing whatever. They're like us. They're throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks.
I wonder about the whole Up and Adam thing with Whitney, because Whitney has a totally different version than he does. And he's also the one who was saying that, her and Justin are having problems. Like, I just wonder, is he just that?
Who knows?
Like, does he just have his own angle to be relevant. I don't know.
And to clear his name or try to, clean up the shit show that he was involved in.
Right. Well, who knows?
Again,
Nobody
nobody's
knows
DMing us. Nobody's giving us any secret information. And I'm good with that.
Wait a second.
You got some secret information?
I want to tell you this. I want to tell you this.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but we supposedly receive gift cards from Marge.
Really? Oh, I didn't.
Do?
Oh, I didn't know that. What are the gift cards for?
I laughed so hard.
Wait, what are they for?
Some comment on social media that somebody made about one of our New Jersey podcasts, and they were like, something about, just take your gift cards from Marge. And I was like, gift cards, question mark.
Sorry, Louie. We are not getting gift cards from Marge.
Like,
we just don't like you.
I was like, cards, question mark. That's a new one. I just want to let you know.
We will accept gift cards from anyone who would like to send them to us.
Yes, we'll say something nice
Margaret,
about you.
if you're listening.
Anyone?
About Margaret. Why would somebody accuse us of getting gift cards from Margaret?
It was hysterical.
We don't even talk about her.
It was hysterical.
We're still going to say the same stuff that we say.
Exactly.
Regardless of who sends us gift cards.
Right. I mean, we could be a tad bit nicer to you if you send a gift card. But I think that's
probably not. I mean,
it depends on the day. Depends on the day.
Teresa could send me a fucking Bentley right now. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I know a Bentley. That might sway me. No, Emily.
No.
Okay.
But I thought the gift card thing was really, really, really funny. I thought it was hysterical.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was great. All right. So sorry to interrupt.
No, this is hysterical, and I love it. So how about
talk about Mary asking for pastrami?
No, that's what I just wanted to talk about. So they're sitting at the table. They are sitting at the table, and everyone is eating. And Mary looks over at somebody's caprese salad. She's like, "Oh, I want that." And then she sees she's like, "I didn't get my food yet." And Lisa's like, "Well, what did you order?" She's like, "Well, I ordered tomato and mozzarella." And Lisa's like, "Oh, I love a caprese salad." And what else did you order? Well, I ordered pastrami soup. And Meredith is like, pastrami soup? I never heard of pastrami soup.
Then Me neither, but I might like to try it.
Lisa says, then Lisa said stroganoff, and Whitney said, "Oh, I love
stroganoff is not soup either."
Sounds like us on a gummy night.
I was laughing hysterical. And then Angie said, "Minestrone soup?" And Mary said, "Yes, minestrone soup." But that whole conversation between pastrami, stroganoff, and I never laughed so hard.
But let me just say this. All right, Lisa and all her party planning skills and her PowerPoint and everything else, minestrone soup is not conducive of a Mexican tropical vacation.
No, it's not. It's not a Mexican dish.
No, but I'm just saying, no matter, you didn't have to have gazpacho, but it's just not a tropical. It's not something you would serve at a tropical location. It's not.
Yeah, so the food seemed.
Yeah, Lisa, stop with your party planning skills, because obviously that you had minestrone soup on the menu in Mexico just goes to show.
And a caprese salad. It's literally fresh mutts and tomatoes.
Right. And basil. Fresh basil.
Fresh basil.
Okay. I do not want to alarm you guys, but I have a low battery issue, and I started at 100%. So we're going to need to wrap this up quick.
Let's wrap it up.
Plus Wendy's freezing.
I am freezing. Let's just get to the argument. All right. So Britney at the dinner table says Meredith, asks her how she's feeling. Meredith says, "I'm feeling okay." And Britney says, "Well, you were tired earlier, and I hope it's okay, but I heard you crying last night." Meredith said, "Well, I was upset last night and I cried, and I'm fine now. Thank you for asking."
Yeah. And don't bring it up again.
Right. Bronwyn says, "If you don't want to talk about it, that's okay. But I feel like it's a little awkward because it's wormed its way all the way down to me in the glam room when they're all talking about what's happening. And there's a lot to be concerned about," she was told. And Mary's saying, "Well, what's going on? I'm just trying to eat here."
Right.
Which
you guys
I
are talking
love
about throwing up.
Yeah, I agree with Mary.
Right.
Let's not talk about vomit
throwing up at the table.
No.
while we're eating.
I 100% agree. Well, Meredith said, well, I was upset about the slut shaming. It took her a couple seconds to come up with that.
Yeah.
It was not. That was not it.
And then Angie says to Meredith, I thought we made up last night. I thought we were good. And Meredith says, I don't want to go backwards. And Lisa said, I think you should tell her how you feel, meaning that Meredith and Lisa had some kind of conversation.
Huh?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Angie says to Lisa, we agreed that we would stay out of each other's stuff, which they did. And Lisa says, don't tell me what to do and what not to do. And this is when...
She said what about 20 times, Lisa?
Right. Angie's like, what? I'm going to lunge at you? Like, Lisa? Like I'm going to take a book, a page out of your playbook? Lisa says, Angie, do you feel like a badass now? And Angie's like, I'm just trying to have this conversation with Meredith. Like, why are you jumping into it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Lisa said, like, nobody gives an F about your feelings. And Whitney's like, well,
Nice.
actually, I actually do. Like, she says, like, you don't get to be the dictator and pick and choose, like, what it is we talk about. And
her trip, don't you know?
Right. And then Lisa says to Whitney, well, you've done some effed up stuff to me. And what are you talking about? Like, what is it you're talking about? Do you know what she's talking about?
Well, accusing her of starting the Alibaba thing.
No, Lisa's saying that Whitney has done effed up stuff to her.
Right, because Whitney said that Lisa said she sells Alibaba product.
Oh, but it actually, right, it came from Meredith, right? Okay.
Yeah.
But
Lisa's name was supposedly the one thrown out there by Up and Adam.
All right. So then Whitney says, you're lucky because if I even look at you, Lisa says to Whitney, you're lucky I even look at you because you're a lying effing bitch. Like, where did that come from? Like, how does she go from 0 to 100 like that? Over what? Over because Meredith was talking to Angie and then Angie was telling Lisa not to talk about it and then Whitney was agreeing with her? It turns into this whole, like...
I told you. Nasty. It gets nasty real quick.
The spotlight went off of Lisa.
Yeah.
It was Lisa's trip. She did a PowerPoint. She put her Vida-branded out there. And then Bronwyn stole the show. And then she was pissed. That's what happened.
That is correct.
That is what happened. I mean, that's pretty much what happens. Like, she says she's sick of this and she like gets up and she's like,
she's leaving. She's going home. And Mary just wants her dessert.
Yeah. Mary's like, where's the dessert? What's up with that? Okay. So before we leave, what about the coming attraction?
What about it?
Yeah. It was a while ago. Refresh my memory.
Yeah. Seriously.
What attraction when they're on the bus? Leading up for the next time we have an episode.
Somebody recorded them.
They're on the bus and they say...
Oh, yes.
The most hysterical thing for me was all of a sudden, Meredith wakes up from her, let's say, supposed coma, and it's like her famous line, you can leave. You're on a moving bus, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing?
You're throwing her out the door in a moving vehicle?
God, you can leave. Like,
she says it again?
She says it again.
She's totally coming out with merch. You can leave.
You can leave.
Nobody's going to buy it. Nobody's going to buy it.
And nobody should.
No, don't buy that merch. But check us out. Check out our website at WeWineWhenever.com. WeWineWhenever.com. Check it out. We have merch coming out very soon.
Yes, very soon.
All right, my battery's dying. Please watch us, listen to us, give us 5-star reviews, and check out our website. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.